What's good, everybody? And for today's episode, we have got a good one as we are getting to the end of Season 2 of this franchise. We are one game behind the Bisons right now. Started the month one game ahead of them, but haven't had the greatest start to the month. The Bisons, if you look at their last 10, haven't had the best either, but they've had enough to regain a one-game lead on the division for us. They've kind of been flip-flopping with us for the division lead, so this series could be a really big one in terms of who will come out victorious and win the division and make the playoffs for AAA. They're easily our best and really probably at this point in the season only opponent, unless things go horribly wrong for the rest of the season, in terms of being the only obstacle left for us to not make the playoffs. First game here, we will be watching a John May start, as he will fly out to center here. And now that will bring up Colton Wong, who I definitely recognize as like an MLB player, so I can maybe see why these Bisons are ahead of us, as they've got some MLB caliber players here. Not saying that we don't either. We got a couple guys that should probably be at the MLB at this point, but we'll be able to retire the Bisons quietly here, bringing up our offense. Allen Evans going to strike out here. Our offense definitely has a lot of potential. In the episodes themselves, we haven't been doing too well, though, lately, and that will continue as we will also go down 1-2-3. John Gray getting his hand checked there by the umpire, making sure there's nothing illegal there. But John May would come back. He would strike out Brady Murillo to start off the second here. Very nice pitch by him. And of the guys we have on our roster right now, he has the highest potential. So love to see him show some good stuff here early on. Still has a long way to go, but we're definitely hoping that he can become maybe a future ace, and strikeouts like that make you hopeful that he can. Kevin Sandoval up here to start the bottom of the second. He's looking at that fastball. Don't know what he was looking at there, but John Gray will pick up another strikeout. He's absolutely tearing through our lineup right now, and that will continue against Marty Dempsey, swinging at the high fastball. Guys in the outfield are kind of bored right now. They're not getting any action as John Gray just continues to strike these guys out, and he'll strike out the entire side in the seconds. John Gray easily has had the best start against our offense of anybody that I've seen. He's striking out everybody. He's also another guy I recognize from Mr. Hurricanes, Colorado Rockies franchise, so he's another guy that should probably be in the MLB, but he's here in AAA in this franchise. But John May would allow the first hit here. 2 outs, top of the third on the 2-2 pitch. Zach Britton will be the first on base for the Bisons. Order flips over, and Desan Brown comes up, but he's going to fly this one out to Carl McIntyre. And so not able to advance the one runner they had acquired here in the third. So through 2.5 innings, very slow offensive work. Kind of been the theme here of the episodes of late, but Benito Vasquez hits that one quite well up through the middle. So he'll get a leadoff single here. Now we've got our best shot at maybe breaking this tie, as Leandro Velasquez, hitting 261 on the year thus far, comes up to the plate, gets a very hittable pitch. This one's lifted to right, but won't quite have enough carry. That's now the second out here, bottom of the third. Just struggling at all to get any sort of momentum against John Gray here. 3-1 pitch, though. Alden Evans will walk, so that will put Velasquez into scoring position for Carl McIntyre now. He has shown some ability to show up in clutch moments so far in this franchise, and he has lifted this one deep to right field. That one is back and gone. Carl McIntyre with a 3 run homer here in the 3rd inning. That one's gonna break this game open. McIntyre definitely known more as a contact hitter, but this time he gets enough to get that one to go yard. His 8th homer of the year, bringing home the first 3 runs of this ball game. John Gray up to this point had really been kind of shredding our lineup, so nice to see us break one open, and Roberto Rincon is going to get a hit here. Maybe not the best looking of hits, but a little blooper into right will get him on base and continue to the 3rd. Over here having a little bit of a conversation there with the first base coach. 0-1 now here, top of the 4th, as John May will allow a leadoff hit to Michael Macias. We would end up ending the inning right after that Alberto Rincon hit. Right over the middle to Colton Wong, and that one's going to touch down in center field. Thought Carl McIntyre had a chance there, but that will be runners in scoring position. That was definitely a miss there by John May, right over the plates. And Wong makes us pay for it. I'll bring up Brady Murillo hitting in the 4th spot for the Bisons, and he will strike out. Beautiful pitch. High and inside on the fastball. First out here of the 4th. Dominic Smith. He's going to hit John May right in the leg. We will get the out, but Buffalo is now on the board for the first time as well. Limping a little bit. Kevin Sandoval coming to check on John May. John May says that he is fine and willing to continue in this ball game. Does not need to come out. But here 3-1, he's going to allow a walk the next batter. So you have to start to wonder, maybe has that getting hit in the leg affected him some at all? As this one's going to be a miss over the middle, and it's going to drop fair. That's going to score a run for Buffalo. Now 2-3. John May had been putting together a pretty solid game, but now a walk and a hit after getting struck in the leg. This one is going to touchdown. I'm not going to call that John May's fault. That was a pitch below the zone that just lucky hit by Miguel Heraldo, but still, before John May got hit in the leg, it was 3-0, and now it's 3-3. So I think it's hard to argue that John May might have been a little bit affected by getting struck in the leg. But Marty Dempsey going to look at that fastball low. John Gray has been in his bag for most of this game. Benito Vasquez will take this lifted fastball and fly it out to right, so the 4th will be a quiet one for our squad. John May still out here for the 5th, so it looks like the injury is something that he's been green-lighted to continue in this game, but he's also continued his post-hit struggles here as he misses that one over the middle, and that one is going to touch down. Alden Evans can't track it down in time. And with the throw home, it is not in time, so Buffalo will take the lead. Brady Murillo will pick up the go-ahead RBI in this one. Dominic Smith will hit this one right to John May, so that will end the 5th, but Buffalo has now taken the lead. There's definitely a stark difference from what we've seen from John May. Boyer swung at that pretty nice pitch there from John Gray. Almost got it to drop, but that one will be tracked down by Brown and will be a fly out. Now 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. 2-2 pitch coming up for Alden Evans. He's swinging at the slider. Strikeouts for John Gray. We would bring in Diego Moya here, top of the 6th, and he'll pick up a strikeout to end the inning. Strong 6th from him. Thought it was the right move to get John May out of there. He had really kind of shown that his game had declined after getting hit, so switch pitchers and it worked out for us, but one thing that's not working out for us thus far is offense. except for Alberto Rincon here is going to get this one to hit off of the wall. And so with 1 out, he's got a double. His second hit of the ball game. Haven't really seen much from him in terms of the home run. I've only seen the 1 home run from him so far in the episodes this year, but I feel like we see him get on base quite often in the episodes, which you like to see, because that's exactly what we acquired him for. Kevin Sandoval would lift out to left center field here. So that would be the second out. Can Marty Dempsey tie this ball game up? Oh my, what a pitch from John Gray there. The curveball just clips that outside corner. And Marty Dempsey goes down looking. Zach Britton, he will line out to Carl McIntyre, able to run that one down in center field. First out here of the top of the 7th. 0-2 now for Moya. And he's going to go down swinging. That will bring up Michael Massey here with 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Pitch coming from Diego Moya. That one's missed over the middle. Lifted to deep right center, back and gone. Michael Massey is going to extend the lead for Buffalo. Now 5-3. And while the action isn't maybe going in our favor thus far, I'm still happy to see more action in this game than we've been seeing in the last few episodes. And you can definitely tell that this is 2 top-tier teams facing off each other with each other, but Buffalo might just have a slightly better squad. I think now is a good time to tell you. I meant to tell you at the beginning of this gameplay, but the last 2 innings were corrupted, and I can't show them to you, but here, bottom of the 7th, we will lead off with Benito Vasquez here to get him in scoring position. I will say, though, in the last 2 innings, no runs were scored. And so whatever you'll see at the end of this bottom of the 7th will be the final score. And as Leandro Vasquez will fly out to left to end the inning. That would end up being the last real action of the ball game. And so even though the last 2 innings were corrupted, you're not really missing much in that ball game. We would lose the first one to the Bisons 5-3. But after that one, I wanted to get a second game in here with our ace Buster Pringle to see if we can have a different outcome, as I felt like the Bisons had a pitching advantage in that last one, pitching with, a veteran MLB caliber pitcher, while we had John May, who his potential is quite high, but he is certainly a long way away from it. So let's see if this second time around we can get a good performance from Pringle that can help bring us back within 1 game here of the Bisons, as Desan Brown, the very first pitch of the ball game, is gonna take this 1 yard. Not the start we were hoping for here. It only took 1 pitch for Buffalo to get on the board. Desan Brown absolutely rocks Buster Pringle to start this game. I chose Pringle because I felt like this is the one pitching matchup we'd actually have favorable for us, but early on it's not quite looking that way, as Brown takes this one 400 feet. Very next pitch here, Michael Massey is going to chop this over to short. Melvin will not get the throw accurately to Alberto Rincon, so the first 2 plays of the game are a home run allowed and an error. You can't imagine a much worse start than this, but Pringle's going to come back there with a strikeout on the curveball. Full count now for Brady Murillo. He will walk, so the first inning struggles will continue, as now the Bisons have 2 men on base with only 1 out. Dominic Smith, he's going to get this one over to short, and we got the 4-6-3 double play to get out of the inning. Very rough start to the inning, but it will finish off nicely, and hopefully that can build some momentum for us on the offensive end, as Alden Evans is going to get a leadoff hit here on the 0-2 pitch. This one rolls to the wall and will be an easy double for Evans to start our game. So we'll also have a good start offensively Maybe not quite as good as they did for the Buffalo team, but I'll take it nonetheless, as Carl McIntyre is going to ground out to short here, but he will advance Alden Evans over to third. And so any kind of ball lifted to the outfield by Alberto Rincon here should score us. Instead, he's checking his swing on that. The lifted changeup, and you're checking your swing, Alberto? What are you doing, my guy? Kevin Sandoval, 1-0 pitch here. Can he come up clutch for us? His clutch rating is not the best, but he will get that one to drop. The dive is not quite there over in right field, so Sandoval is going to tie this game up at 1 here with the RBI single. Just got it enough. The low changeup. Thought for a second we were going to get screwed out of a hit again. I feel like we've seen the opposing team do a lot of really good diving plays, but haven't seen much ourselves in this franchise, at least in the outfield. We have seen some good infield plays for sure, but Sandoval would end up tying us up. We've got one more hit than them, but we also have the error. George Springer is going to get this one into right field, but Alden Evans tracks it down and able to make the play. Gabriel Martinez hitting in the 7th spot. That one's going to go fair just past the third base line. Jason Gale with the throw to second is going to hold him to just a single here. Miguel Hiraldo. That one is going to be a swing and a miss. And then the tag out there from Kevin Sandoval behind the plate. Buffalo trying to steal a bag, but Sandoval is not the kind of catcher I feel like you want to be testing all too often. I feel like he actually doesn't get tested very much in these games. And that's because when he is, he's making plays like that. As that one was struck well, but caught by Alden Evans. And so the score will remain tied here through the top of the second. Offense now back out for their second stint. Benito Vasquez up to 300 on the year. Talked about it last episode that he is a very strong candidate for Surprise Player of the Year, getting his potential lifted. Jeff Melvin will reach first here. 1 out for the Charlotte Knights. Bring up Leandro Velasquez, the only man with a grand slam on the channel thus far. He'll get that one just past the infield, and he'll put runners in the corners here with 1 out for Charlotte. A chopper right up the middle. Thought for sure that was going to be caught and he would be out, but sometimes things go your way, and Marty Dempsey can't quite get things to go his way. But because we had the runner on third, it will be a sacrifice fly for Dempsey. Well struck. Thought it was going to be a hit for a moment, but I'll take the sacrifice fly in the end. I'll bring up Alden Evans, top of the order. He's looking at that changeup that just paints the outside edge of the zone, and that's going to retire Alden Evans here, as Buster Pringle is going to do much the same. Another strikeout changeup here to start the third. He had a rocky start, but has rebounded a lot since then. 0-2 pitch now for Michael Massey. Missed a little bit over the plate, but not enough for the Bisons to get a hit, as Jason Gill will track that one down. And we will now have 2 consecutive scoreless innings for the Bisons after our rough first. McIntyre is going to go down looking at that one. Not quite sure what he was waiting for there. Seemed like a very swingable pitch, if not hittable. Alberto Rincon will ground out over to third there. Almost got that one to sneak through, but couldn't quite get it done. 1-1 pitch now for Sandoval. Another guy who's been probably one of the bigger surprises of the year. This one's lifted to left, but looks to be easily read, and that one will retire the side. We go down quietly in the third. But Kevin Sandoval, going back to him, just His two-way impact has got to be one of the pleasant surprises of the franchise. Knew he was going to be a good defender, but through 2 seasons, he's been one of our best offensive players, and that would have never really been expected. As Colton Wong continues to torment us here in the second game, he's been really good for Buffalo. Go get yourself in the majors, my friend. I don't know what you're doing here in AAA. As Maria will not be able to check his swing in time. He goes around for the strikeout there on the very high fastball. Carl McIntyre easily runs down this fly ball, and the Buffalo Knights cannot bring Wong across home plates. We'll keep our tiny lead here. Now looking to extend it. Jason Gill. That one was a miss over the middle of the plate, and that one's going to touch down fair, so Gill has himself potentially extra bases, and he will run into second, easily getting the double. That's going to bring up Jeff Melvin, 1 for 1 today. That one is going to be caught by Dominic Smith at first base. The leaping grab, going to rob Melvin of a hit. Velasquez 1 for 1 thus far today. He's going to reach base again with a walk this time. Tiedemann couldn't find the zone. Marty Dempsey now 2 outs. Minute on first and second. He lifts this one deep to center. That one's got some carry. It is back and gone. Marty Dempsey takes this 1 yard. That's going to be a 3-run shot. The second we've seen here in the episode. His 9th of the year, traveled just over 400 feet, and extends the Charlotte lead. Things looking quite nicely for us. Offense has definitely picked up this episode compared to what we've been seeing in the last few. And that's a nice thing to see, because the offense has really been what's carried us throughout this season into being in this spot where we're about to contend. The pitching has been solid but not great, whereas our offense, ever since really the start of this franchise, has been what's carried us. Alden Evans here will end the 4th for us, though, unable to get that one to sneak past the infield. But shout out to Marty Dempsey for giving us this lead. 5 runs on 6 hits. I'd say we're being pretty efficient there. Buster Pringle misses that one over the plate, so that's going to be a leadoff single for Gabriel Martinez. Buffalo now trying to climb out of a 4-run hole. Miguel Heraldo, first pitch. They're going to try to steal a bag again, and for the 2nd straight time, Kevin Sandoval says, "No, thank you, sir," and tags out the runner. Nice to see our very first draft pick coming through for us in the episode. Picked up an RBI in the previous game. Now has done a nice job throwing out our opponents in this one. 2-2 now will be grounded over to Marty Dempsey at third. He gets the throw on time across the diamond to retire Heraldo. Zach Britton hitting in the 9th spot for Buffalo. He's going to strike out. Changeup was nicely located on that outside edge. And so Pringle had that leadoff home run, but has not allowed a single run since through 5 innings. He's looking quite well. Also, his pitch count is in a pretty nice spot where he could go potentially deep in this game, as Carl McIntyre is going to lift this one again. His 2nd home run of the episode. This is a contact hitter, but he is showing off some improved powers. We've seen home runs 8 and 9 so far in this episode, both traveling just over 400 feet. Carl McIntyre, the unlikely source of power, is showing it off once again for us. And he's just going to give us one more insurance run. Extend the lead to 5. Now a 6-1 ball game. Another guy who we really drafted to be a contact hitter and a fielder, but maybe he's showing us the potential to be more than that as this series goes along. Sandoval has a full count here. And that one's going to be a strikeout looking. Nate Pearson with a beautiful pitch on that one. Now 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Bringing up Jason Gill. He's going to be swinging at that one, and it will be lifted out to right. Fly out for him. So just the solo shot from Carl McIntyre. The only real thing to speak of here in the 5th inning. Pringle out here, top of the 6th. That's a beautiful slider to get Brown retired. Full count now here from Michael Massey. That one is hit into left center field, and that one's going to touchdown and get back to the wall. So he'll get himself a double here. Very nice swing. It wasn't a bad pitch at all, but a better swing. Colton Wong lifts this one into foul territory, and Rincon able to track it down, so that will hold the man at second. Now 2 outs here in the 6th. Looking for one more. We'll have to get out Brady Murillo here. Slider goes outside the zone, but it will touch down. Alden Evans trying to throw home to the runner, and the tag is in time. And that will be a beautiful play out in right field by Alden Evans. We've been kind of looking for his long-term replacement, maybe at right field, because his fielding's not there. That's actually why we drafted Ray Beasley, but able to make the play on the throw that time around. Jeff Melvin, he's going to strike out on the slider beneath the zone here. 2 outs now, bottom of the 6th for the offense. Bringing up Velasquez, who's going to lift this one to center field on the full count pitch, and he'll end the 6th for the Knights. Unable to continue to add insurance runs for Buster Pringle, who's still in the game here in the 7th. That one is going to be a fly out to Alden Evans, so a clean 7th for Pringle, and he's in a spot where he might even be able to come out for an 8th inning for us. Marty Dempsey will be able to just get a base hit here as Colton Wong not able to cleanly field the diving ball there. Rincon's going to chop this one to the catcher. He will be caught out there on the ground out, so another quiet inning for our offense as well. Pringle would get an 8th inning here as he'll get the line out to Jason Gill to start it off here from Heraldo. Bringing up Britton. I don't mind bringing him in for the 8th, especially because he's playing the bottom of the order and he's able to retire both of them before getting back to the top of the order here in Deshaun Brown. The only run that's been able to be scored by the Bisons today, but this time he will be struck out. And a really, really nice bounce back performance from Buster Pringle. He would be relieved in the 9th, but going from allowing a home run on the very first pitch of the ball game to going through 8 complete innings is a really, really good bounce back performance, and I'm really happy with the way he played from that point forward. As that one's going to be caught deep in foul territory. Dominic Smith up against the wall. He's going to retire Velasquez there. Bringing up Jeff Melvin. A very nice pitch to hit, but he just can't quite find the gap with it. So 3 consecutive scoreless innings for the Knights, but our pitching has also been keeping the Buffalo Bisons from scoring themselves, as that one's tracked down by Jason Gill in left field. Like the speed of that center and left field combo. Feels like not as many hits find the ground over in that part of the field, as Andreas Ornelas will pick up the 2nd out here. And just needs one more. He's getting Murillo swinging on that pitch in the dirt. Throw on time from Sandoval, and the Knights will secure the victory in this game. 6-1 will be the final score. Really was happy with the way the offense played, particularly here in the 2nd game. Able to combine some home runs with just stringing together some hits. Only 9 hits, not like an excellent performance, but better than what we've been seeing recently. And so we will split the 2 games here against the Bisons, and in just a moment we'll see how we would end off the month of August here. But I think it's pretty clear to see that these two games here against the Bisons were more of high quality in terms of both teams were really good, and it was more of a fight to see who was going to win. Maybe not so much here in the second game, but regardless, really good outing from the boys here to rebound after the 5-3 loss. And this is how we would end the month of August, 81-51. It looks like I lied. We would score 1 run in the last 2 innings of that Bisons game, but we still lost 4-5. But we end up with a 2-run lead over the Bisons going into September. Really good shot to make the playoffs. I hope that we do. We're up to the 8th best team in AAA. Started the season as the 24th, so a really big rise from the guys. A lot of development we've been seeing. That's all I've got for this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.